GG Duraloric.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
So in today's episode of Petty Revenge, we'll roast Emiliath on her Jeff gameplay. Emiliath is a support main who plays other sports, real supports, not Jeff. I'm very curious to see her ult. I have no idea what her proficiency is as like a DPS. If she can flex DPS, I think she'll do really well as Jeff. And if she's not very good at flexing DPS, then I think she's going to play Jeff way too passively. This is a good map for Jeff too, so let's see it. I like her positioning so far. She's sticking with the group. She's always at the back of the team, but she's sticking with the team. She's playing pretty aggressively. I like that.
I couldn't get to him.
It's good ult.
I have invis.
Nice, you got invis.
Eat her up, eat her up.
I ate her up.
Okay, that was a good ult. That was a really good ult. I like that she had this bubble here ready to go. There's a world in which we don't jump off the map here and we just get a hard stagger on her. But I think once you realize Magneto is here and Magneto is relatively high health, it's probably better to take the trade. So I like that her first instinct is to try to stay alive and take out invis, keep her staggered without sacrificing herself. But once she realizes this Magneto is here, she just takes the bubble and goes straight off. I will say, I don't think she had a lot of pressure there. And she still got 2 seconds on the timer, so it might have been better to actually just sit at that ledge for 2 seconds and wait. 2 seconds is longer to walk away from the fight is meaningless to Jeff. But to an invis, it could actually be the difference between a one team fight and a lost team fight.
I guess I'm just gonna ult Psylocke ult.
Prepare for Psylocke, he's looking.
Oh, I missed. Oh no. Oh no. It's over.
One.
I think it's a good job to ult for Psylocke ult here. I like this play here of just trying to get this Fantastic in theory. I like it in theory. The thing is, if she's just going for Fantastic, she probably should just, like, there's no reason not to just ult around the corner already. So it makes me think she's trying to go for some of these people over here. Her camera's kind of angled a little strangely, but I don't think there's anyone over there. Yeah, when she turns around, there's no one here. So if she's trying to go for Fantastic, she really should just be on the other side of this corner. And if she's not going for Fantastic, then she should really not be here. But I do like the fact that she's here because there's this corner that she can duck behind. So she's got an escape route. That's very important, as Jeff is to always remember to look for an escape route whenever you ult. And right now she has an escape route. It's right here. It's also important to know who are you targeting. If we're targeting Mr. Fantastic, if our escape route is closer to Mr. Fantastic than we are, then why aren't we just closer to there? Like, if we ulted here, we've been just as close to that escape route, but way closer to Fantastic. And if we're trying to go for these people, well, we probably should have looked before we clicked the button. Yeah, she clicks the button right here, and she didn't look. She can't see where these people are. So when we're zooming in, you can see Magneto's like way back there. Magneto's there. She ults. She turns. Yeah, there's a Mr. Fantastic. There's a Magneto. But you can kind of see Magneto goes into the room here. So, yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. She probably should have just ulted around this corner and just targeted Fantastic. Or not ulted here. Held off a little bit. Go to look and see if you get Gambit. See if you can get another backline support. Or, in this scenario, this is a perfectly acceptable scenario just to use it as an escape tool, ult in your own spawn, walk back out, rejoin the fight. Especially because it doesn't look like anyone on her team is dead. So I think this is going to be the first pick of the team fight. You definitely do not want to be the first pick of the team fight as Jeff. That's like rule number 1. Yeah, so we're going to lose that team fight because of that whiffed ult right there.
I have three.
Was good ult? Yeah, I was about to say, she should just go right to that ledge here. Yeah, perfect. That was a good ult. Again, the only minor note is she could have waited for a second before jumping off. You've got 3 in you right now. We're approaching the end of our second point. If we wait here just the right amount of time, they might not be able to get a touch in time going into the last point. So we might get this point for free, basically. We had about 1 second on the clock there, so we could have held out 1 extra second. They're not gonna get a touch anyways.
I do hate that I'm never inside my Gambit ult. It makes me really sad, especially on characters like Jeff and Invis because you get so much value.
It's true. When her Gambit is ulting, she should try to get in front of Gambit, but it's also on the Gambit to call out that he has ult so that she knows to play a little more aggressively. Because Jeff does always want to be behind your other supports, which means she's never going to get the Gambit ult unless Gambit works with her.
It's low above. Never mind, not low anymore.
Aw, bummer.
It would have been really goofy, but she could have potentially tried to ult to save the Magneto there. Magneto has slow fall, which makes it unique, especially to Magneto. So here, once she sees he's falling, you could theoretically ult to go save the Magneto. I don't know if it would work. It'd be funny for you to try.
Only 60 seconds left.
She did a really good job during that dive to not fall for the other Jeff's tricks. So what the other Jeff is doing right here is he's trying to bait her attention away from the cart. There's a lot of people who are low health with the cart. Mr. Fantastic is ulting on cart. And this Jeff is coming in to just try to pull her attention away for long enough so that his team can get some picks on cart. And she does a really good job of just ignoring him and just being like, no, Jeff, I'm not going to fall for your crap. My focus is over here. I can't deal with you right now. She doesn't even think about fighting back to that Jeff. She just swims in circles to get him off of her, and then she keeps it up.
Oh, there isn't.
Oh,
Why lying?
the current score
I'm done.
is
Yeah, I don't know.
3,
Sound like liars.
0. Round 2,
Is she going to set up bubbles here, or... So, in the last fight, she actually had a bubble over here just like laying around that she used for her ult. And she should probably set up one here as well. And I actually would like to get extra aggressive and put some bubbles on the other side of this structure here. You can always put more bubbles down later if you don't end up needing them. So she didn't set that up for herself. So I assume that means she's not going to go for an aggressive ult early, but I think that's the wrong decision to not have that option.
Damn, how did they all avoid my bubble? That's crazy.
So she has ult here. She's probably the first one in the game to get ult. So with that in mind, it often is a good idea to just send it off rip here. Now Emma's in diamond form. I like the idea of us swimming up here, dropping ult on this Bucky who's going to be low health and on top of the whole crowd. Then eat Emma, take her back into your spawn here and just spit her clean off. If she won't have diamond form, she'll have no escape and that'll be one tank down and we're walking back on this fight. So we weren't playing aggressive enough, I think. Every time you get ult as Jeff, you have to start playing very aggressively, especially because you can use your ult as an escape tool, as she's done in this match. Once she's at 95% here, she should be actually pushing forward, trying to build that ult. And if she was pushing forward, building that ult, then as soon as Emma hits diamond form right here and choke slams our Bucky, we can hit the ult, saving our Bucky almost certainly in the middle of the crowd, which is really good for healing. And then when Emma runs out of diamond form, eat her, throw her off the ledge.
That bubble thing.
So because she's waited quite a bit to use this ult now, she's probably going to lose that first ult advantage. Jeff almost always builds ult fastest in the lobby, except for like a Moon Knight. So it's really important to hit the ult early and aggressive because the other team won't be prepared for it. And if you hold off a little too long, the other team will realize that you have an ult and start playing around it. And also they will have their own ults to counter. So yeah, so in comes a cloak ult. If we had ulted earlier, we probably could have done it. I think she's going to ult right here and go for the cloak. Let's see if she has the timing. She does have the timing. That's good. Jumps.
What? What? Did I not spit you out? I turned around and pressed it.
Wait, what happened there? Oh, she was too fast. Okay, so here's what happened. She turned around to spit, but she turned back around too fast. So you can see she's in the spin animation. This is the moment where she gets spat. So he gets spit pretty much straight down the pit. Well, actually, not quite straight down the pit. He gets caught up in the rock, but he obviously can't get back. Yeah, that's definitely not good. It's definitely not good. And as for jumping off with Cloak here, I mean, we know that Cloak has Fade, but fun fact, this icon actually shows whether the Cloak is in Cloak form or in Dagger form. And this is not Cloak, it's Dagger. So I actually think that she should not be jumping here. I think she should be spitting. Because if she spits, it's very unlikely that this Cloak is going to be able to switch and then fade fast enough. And even if she does, then you've got your Magneto, and you both also have Gambit ult. I think you win that 2v1. So I actually think that this is the wrong play to swallow here. I think she should have just spat. And she also killed her own Magneto. So this is definitely not a good ult. This is low-key, this is a bad ult. This is a very bad ult, to be honest.
Top left.
Lock, look, and run!
I keep getting roundhouse kicked by the fucking Emma.
That was a really good sequence of events right there. I'm a little surprised she didn't die to the Psylocke ult. But, I mean, hey, it works. I personally think she probably shouldn't have eaten here. You've got the healing pool down. The only people in the Psylocke ult are tanks. Like, yeah, it's only Emma and Magneto. They're both in the healing pool, and the Psylocke ult is going, but there's no one else to save. The thing is that Psylocke ult isn't going to be able to kill Emma or Magneto, like, outright, plus they have a healing pool. So they're probably going to be fine. But if you eat here, now Psylocke can target you again, and she's going to hit you multiple times because you've just entered her area, which she does right here. Luckily, you're still in the healing pool, and this is literally her last hit is on you right there. That's literally her last hit of the ultimate. If she had literally one more hit, if you had eaten a second earlier, then she would have probably gotten you, and you probably would have been dead. So I actually think that eating the Psylocke ult is probably the wrong play. The better option here would have been to either bail on this ult and go back a little bit, or you could have been a little aggressive with it, and you can see this cloak is not in cloak form. This cloak is in dagger form. She probably should have gone and eaten her. Let's see what she's doing over here. Okay, so actually you can see as soon as you ult, you can see Cloak actually does go to Cloak form. And this is a little known Jeff tip for you, is every time the Jeff ults, the Cloak will switch to Cloak form because she wants to fade it. And if you just don't ult for like your entire timer, then she just won't be healing. So during the entire time that you're not healing, their Cloak is also not healing. So you can kind of like fake out a enemy cloak by doing that. And so that's what you probably could have done here, is you probably could have not eaten this, because we already know we're not saving anyone here. So maybe go over here where Magneto is, maybe just have a poke around, see if anyone wants to be eaten. If nobody wants to be eaten, then go bail in a corner. But it works out. The Psylocke ult doesn't end up killing her, and we move on.
There's still a chance to stop them.
So right here's kind of what I'm talking about. So let's see, we got the ult. So using it as an escape tool, I like to see that. She goes to see about getting a support. You can see Invis is on the right here. She's about to go invisible, but I think maybe this is a good opportunity to just go for Invis anyways. Cloak switches to Cloak, so she's not going to go for her. But you can also see, I'm pretty sure that Invis is too far away to get faded, and the pit is way closer to Invis than to anyone else. So when we're talking about finding a target and finding an escape route, I think over here is a great spot right now, because if you eat right here, if you whiff, you've got your escape route right here to get out of dodge, and if you get Invis, you're very close to this pit, and Invis is nice and isolated far away from our Cloak, so she's not going to have an easy way out of this ult. So I think instead of doing whatever she's about to do here, looking at this frame right here, this Invis should be our target, and this area is where we should be looking to ult. I don't know if she sees the Invis, or if she doesn't see the Invis, or what, but she's looking for the Cloak, sees that the Cloak is prepared to fade, and just immediately bails. Which, honestly, is definitely not the wrong decision. I just wish she'd looked at that Invis and considered going for Invis instead. Okay, so she just bails, eats some of her own teammates. So unless you're going to throw them onto point here, or like you're about to get a touch here, which you're just not, low key, I don't even think you should stop to spit here. You should just swim out, because Jeff is faster swimming than most people are walking. Right here, we're all just about to get staggered. We're about to have about 4 people staggered here. That's not good. It would be much better if she just starts swimming away, swimming back to the old spawn, hopefully so you can teleport out. And if that doesn't work, then just swim all the way back. Not only can she Trojan Shark her teammates much farther, much more quickly than they can walk, but also if they do push up and they do kill Jeff, then her teammates will still be better off because they'll be full health and they'll be closer to the spawn. And Jeff gets back quicker. So if she was the last one to die, then it'll be okay.
Might be a good time to stop them.
She's not going to end up dying here.
Get fucking Stretch Armstrong away.
Okay, Magneto and Emma also won't end up dying here. But you can see that their game plan right now is just to get the heck out of dodge. And I feel like this whole process would have been a lot easier if she swam like all the way back before spinning, for example.
I don't know how I've been alive.
Against the world.
So I'm pretty sure Cloak just faded. I think she might have seen that as well. So right here, you can actually see that Cloak is fading, and we have a ton of time left. So what she should do is track that Cloak and eat her as soon as she comes out of fade. Instead, she goes for Magneto, which I don't hate the play going for Magneto here, but a support pick is definitely more worthwhile, and you can already tell that she's going to be a sitting duck because she does not have her cooldown. And honestly, there's a good chance she gets both. If she sits on this tail right here, there's a good chance she gets both, which would have been far more valuable. So this is another situation, again, there's absolutely no reason to make this spit right away. You got 6 seconds on the clock. Your team is full health. You're contesting the objective. There's no reason not to just stagger Magneto an extra 5 seconds here. Absolutely no reason not to just stagger Magneto an extra 5 seconds. Alright, this fight got really complicated really fast. And what I mean by complicated is, so in this situation, where do you want to look as Jeff?
Nice one.
Like, a lot of your teammates are pretty high health, which is good, but they're also spread out, which is bad. You always want to be healing through your team and damaging the enemy. And right now, there's absolutely no one that we can heal while damaging the enemy. And there's no one we can even really heal at the same time as someone else. This is what I like to call like a complicated position. It's not very good for Jeff when it's complicated like this. We really want to simplify the position. So we want our tank to come stand in front of our beam. We want our other DPS to come stand in front of our beam. And we want to be able to beam straight through and get damage down. I think partially because it's a complicated position and partially just because we're getting pushed back really hard, we're not able to secure this Magneto pick. And I would have liked to see maybe some Aqua Bursts and maybe a little more focus on that Magneto, because getting this pick on Magneto is really important here. She calls out Magneto is one shot, Magneto's one shot. But as Jeff, I think that's your job, is to take out those one shot people. So I think if you're calling it out, then you know that it needs to happen. And you can see she has not been using the Aqua Burst. This is a great opportunity to use that Aqua Burst, try and burst him down.
Nice one.
Yeah, who's this who's one shot here? Getting the pick on the Magneto here is honestly more important than the Psylocke.
Oh, I'm correct.
Wow, she's pretty lucky to get out of that one.
Don't give them another inch.
That was good. That was good. See, right there, she went very quickly, and she realized that the cloak didn't have the reaction time. It also helps, I think, that she hasn't been going for cloak this entire time. I don't think this cloak is expecting Jeff to go for her. I think she's expecting Jeff to eat either some teammates to counter the Psylocke ult, or on point with the Magneto and Emma right here. Which might have been a good idea, considering that Emma actually doesn't have diamond form. Or Emma's in the middle of diamond form right now. But she catches cloak off guard. She eats cloak. Basically, you just love to see that.
They're gonna kill me.
Oh, she gets punished for it though. That's really unfortunate. But I don't blame her for that one. That was a good aggressive ult, and I think it was well placed as well. So she's got the target, she's got the spit, and she's got the escape route. I like this ult. I think it's just a little unfortunate that they're gonna come over here.
Oh, I couldn't touch.
Round 3, go! Down to 30 seconds.
Top left. She has no fade. Up top, up top. Cloak has no fade, top left.
So we know the other team is probably going to portal here, and to be fair, our Strange is going to counter portal, but this is a really good opportunity to try to go cancel the portal, because if we get the portal cancel, then pretty much GG. We got a bit of downtime here. I really think she should be swimming up and at least listening for the portal. Oh, that's big.
Get that vehicle to its destination. Double kill.
That's insane.
So, especially in an overtime situation, every second counts. This is another situation where she should have probably just stopped and taken a deep breath before jumping off. Furthermore, I actually think, again, that jumping off is probably the wrong play here. We're up a lot of people. So right here, before we jump, this is the moment where there's 3 seconds left. We need to be keeping track of who is still in this fight. So we know that we're down to Psylocke. We know that they're down to Magneto. We also know that Mr. Fantastic does not have a good movement ability, so it's almost certain that Mr. Fantastic dies here if we spit. And this spit spot has quite a high kill box, which means a lot of characters won't have the reaction time necessary to get out. They just carry that momentum so far that they will just die anyways. In this situation, if we spit here, Mr. Fantastic is guaranteed dead. Doctor Strange is almost certainly dead. I think I have seen Strange survive this, but it's literally an extremely precise input from him. And then we have Psylocke, who may or may not get out of this. But here's the thing. There's a very good chance you get all three. Even if you don't get all three, it's arguably not even worth the trade to get our Doctor Strange and Psylocke killed here. So with all that in mind, I think that this is actually a mistake to jump off the ledge here. Because if she spits, then she's going to be in a much better position for the overtime situation. Putting it another way, and I think Emiliath would actually agree with this other point that I'll make as well, is in high-level play, when you lose a team fight like this, you'll literally see that players will just jump off the ledge just to go back to the spawn room and not be staggered. If you know that their best case scenario is a quick and easy death, then that's the opposite of what we want to give them. We want to let them make the mistake of trying to stay alive for longer, and we want to let them be staggered for longer.
Double kill.
That's insane.
That's 3.
Coated fish.
Wow, 4 in a row. You're halfway there. Keep going.
So this is the first moment where someone actually gets a touch on the cart to stop it moving. And I just want to point out that if she had at least just waited before jumping off on that last ult, then this touch would not have come for at least another few seconds, like 2 or 3 seconds. And that really matters in overtime situation. Right now, that's literally the difference between playing on this corner and potentially playing past this corner. So she does a really good job of positioning right here.
We can't touch
She cuts
that
through to make sure she can touch point because she's faster than everyone else. And then I really like the fact that she's turning to target down the Psylocke and at the same time trying to put her team into a position where she can heal all 4 of them in one go. So I don't know if she knows about this, but there's actually a spot, if you go left and backwards from where we are right now, there's actually like a really long hallway type thing that you can fire hose down. And in this situation where we're in overtime and we've got a lot of our teammates lined up on that angle, that is a great spot to be. Yeah, that's a really good play. That was a really good play. So she used the heal pool on the cart to try and get some healing on there. And then she retargeted. And what I mean by that is the fight is happening at the cart. She ulted on cart. That means that people who aren't on cart aren't going to expect her to go after him. So this Mantis has no idea this is about to happen to her. Not only does she take the Mantis away from the Strange, she puts the Strange back on cart, now full health. Knowing that we're in overtime, knowing that there was some ults going off on point, and knowing that we're down a healer, personally right now, I think she should try to spit this Mantis as soon as possible and then turn and run. She does not have to swim all the way this distance.
I'm gonna diddle all of you, I swear to God.
Yeah, so as you can see, our Doctor Strange just died, and the Mantis is actually kind of a bad thing that we got so close because she was able to bounce off the wall, and she actually survives that. That's actually so funny. So if she spat right about here, then the Mantis wouldn't have been able to bounce off the wall like that, and you would have got back to point faster. So I think that she probably should have just spat right here and just turned straight back around and try to get Strange healed back up.
Damn.
Round 4. Go.
So again, she's not setting up bubbles here, and she really should be.
Hi, Chris.
Even if you're just spitting them on the floor anywhere, it's better than having them in the pocket. You could have thrown 3 bubbles down, literally anywhere, and then recharged the 3 bubbles before the time started.
Down to 30 seconds.
So if they're gonna portal, this is another reason that Jeff should probably be playing a little further up, especially in an overtime situation. The portal is Jeff's job.
They are portaling.
Oh, portal. I got 80% of my ult.
Top priorities is portal canceling. I haven't seen her go for a single portal cancel this game, and I think that's holding her back in her Jeff gameplay. So again, she's also very close to having ult here. I think that if she was playing a little more aggressively, she probably could have had ult, and then she would have been able to cancel that portal really easily. The other reason you want to be really aggressive when they're about to portal is once they portal, you have effectively swapped sides. And while it's true that your spawn is over here, the spawn is not relevant to this fight. What's relevant to this fight is where your team is. If she doesn't want to be in the middle of their team, then she wants to be in our backline. Our backline isn't here anymore. Our backline is actually going to be back there by their spawn. So if you're positioning aggressively to cancel a portal and you miss the portal cancel, that's okay because now you are correctly positioned to be in your backline, which is where you want to be fighting the opposite way. So you'll be fighting into the zone instead of away from it.
They are portaling.
Oh, portal. I got 80% of my ult.
So you're going to see, she knows this, and she's actually swims all the way over and repositions. But what she should have done is reposition over here before the portal. Because she could have either gone and canceled the portal from here, or she would have already been here when the portal dropped. Yeah, this is a good ult. Yeah, this is a really good opportunity to swallow. Yeah.
too.
So we're playing triple support on our team. If we're doing the math here, you can see there's a Magneto. Magneto is certainly dead unless he has ult. And if he has ult, we don't want him to get that ult off before overtime ends here. So we might want to consider swallowing just for that. Now there's an Invis here as well. And Invis, we know she just ulted, so we're not worried about that. But Invis could potentially double jump out of this. The other thing is we have a Mr. Fantastic on our butts. She's already less than half HP. If she stops to try to spit, there's a very good chance she just gets killed regardless. With all those things in mind, those are 3 good reasons to jump off this ledge. And she does so immediately, without thinking. And that's the correct play.
GG, good shit.
Another epic victory.
That's MVP. Yes. Well, yes. I did have a lot. Oh my god, finally. I get to see this.
Yeah, she got a lot of healing this game and a lot of final hits, which is really good to see as well. So that was my educational roast on Emiliath's Jeff gameplay. Go check out her channel. She has a lot of really good support tips and tricks. I'd especially recommend this one if you like more educational Rivals content. As for Emiliath, all she did was avoid me. That's not personal, that's just business, I get it. I was genuinely impressed with her gameplay, but I feel like she didn't take advantage of Jeff's strengths, like portal cancels, cleaning up kills, and the ability to stagger. Instead, she played Shark like any other support, which she did very well. But I think her experience as a more mainline support really showed, and I thought that was interesting. However, the one above all streamer that we're going to be talking about next week did so poorly on Jeff that his own comment section roasted him for it. And to make matters worse, he didn't avoid me, he made it personal by attacking my wife. If you're excited to see that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.